Hey, how's it going, guys? Alright, so Google Search API and the Microsoft Bing Search API are not exactly cheap, especially if you want to run a massive amount of web search queries using Python or any other programming languages. Now, if you want to save money on web search APIs, then DuckDuckGo API is a great alternative in my opinion. And from my personal experience, the only drawbacks I can think of is that DuckDuckGo doesn't index websites as fast as Google or Bing search engines, and the API doesn't return as much data points as those two big players. But other than that, I think the API is great. For this lesson, I'm going to cover 4 examples. The first example is going to be text search. Then I'm going to go into how to perform an image search. Then we'll do a video search. And finally, we'll do a news search. So just 4 very useful examples. Now, before we can use DuckDuckGo API, we need to install the Python package. For this lesson, I'm going to install 3 packages. The first one is going to be DuckDuckGo_search. And for the image search example, I also show you how to download the images to your local drive. And for that, I'm going to I'm going to install httpx Python package. Then I'm going to install pandas to export the results into a data frame. And from there, you can export the table into either Excel file, a CSV file, JSON file, or other data formats. Now, once we install the packages, right, so let's go with example 1. To start, I'm going to import pandas as PD. Then from DuckDuckGo_search, I'm going to import the DDGS class. All right, so let's look at this code block here. So right here's my query. And we can perform a regular web search using ddgs.text. And here are some of the parameters. And you can always go to the official website to look at what parameters are available. And for the text method, so we have time limit. So if we look at one of the parameter setting, I don't see the parameters being listed out in the documentation. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to put the arguments on the top. Now, if we compare each parameter against the available options, so keywords should be self-explanatory. So this parameter can take either a single query or a list of queries. And for the region, WT stands for worldwide. And you can also specify the region. So I know region is in here somewhere. And these are all the available regions. And I'll make sure that I put the link in the description below. And a couple other parameters, such as safe search, time limit. So for time limit, you can specify the time range. So D stands for day, W stands for week, M stands for month, and Y stands for year. And by inserting a number in front of the union, this just means that I want to return the results within the last 7 days. And to be honest, I'm not exactly sure the backend parameter, so that's why I didn't put that in there. But I'm pretty sure that you can experiment in this option on your own. And for now, I just want to cover the most commonly used parameters. And once we define our search query, and we can go ahead and run the request. And here, oh, I forgot to import the class. So here, let's do this. I'm going to run this code block to create the results object. Now, if I print the results object, and it's going to be a list of dictionaries. So basically, each dictionary object is going to be a search result. And from there, I can basically convert that as a data frame object and export the result set as a CSV file. So if we open the CSV file and from the text method, the result set has 3 fields. Title, which is going to be the search results name, and the text snippet that basically tells you the summary of the content, I guess. Right, so that's going to be example 1. Now you can see that the API is actually pretty easy to use. Now for example 2, let's perform some image search. Now for this one, I want to create a folder called images. For the image search, I want to run the query. And from the query result, I want to iterate each result and download the image to my images folder. And we can do that by using the images method. And here are the parameters. So almost every single method has region, save search, time limit, and max results. So these parameters belong to the image search specifically. And for the image search, I want to search for images of pizza. So here's my search query. And can also specify the size like small, medium, large, wallpaper, and so on. And to run the operation, so I'm going to run the request and to get the results. Now let's look at the results as a table. Now if I print df, let's do counts. If we look at the count headers, so we have title, image. Image is going to be the image source where the image is located, and the website's URL where the image is located, height, width, and the search engine source. So I would say 90% of the time, the video and image search results are going to be coming from Microsoft Bing. And once we have all the URLs, and we can basically iterate each result. Now, because sometimes when you download image, it may fail because your request might get blocked or maybe some other reason. So I want to create a list to capture the URLs that fail. So if I go ahead and run this code block to download the images. Actually, let me do it again. I don't know why I didn't do anything. Alright, so that's weird. Let me troubleshoot this real quick. So let me go ahead and create these 3 variables. And I'll make the request code. Okay, so I see the issue here. I forgot to import the httpx Python package. Now let me do it again. So I'm going to run this loop. And this time that should download the images individually. And here are the 16 images from the search result. And the search results from here are the ones that fail. Alright, so let's go to example 3, which is I'm going to do a video search. Now, video search is going to be very similar to text and image search. Essentially, all the methods are going to run the same. It's just that the function is going to be different. So for video search, I'm going to search for Tesla's video. And here are the parameters. Then I can simply run the query to export the results as results set.csv. And with video search, you get a lot more data points. Like content. So content is going to be the video's URL. and most of them are YouTube videos. And I think there are a couple TikToks video, like this one here. And we have description, duration, and I think this one is the metadata of the video. Publish dates, publisher, statistics, and so on. And finally, and to do a news search, we'll simply use news function and provide the keyword, and this should be Tesla. Region, safe search, time limit, and max results. And let's go ahead and run the script. And open the results set in a CSV file. And from the news search, we have the date where the article is published, title, body, URL. And if the news article has an image, then we also provide the image URL and the source. And I think that's it. Alright, so this is going to be everything I'm going to cover for this lesson. And hopefully you guys find this video useful. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.